Hi, this is Kimberly. This is a synopsis of Chapter 1 of the book Letters from Christopher, Tragic Confessions of the Watts Family Murders by Sherilyn Caidel. Mrs. Caidel wrote her first letter to Chris Watts on February 10th, 2019. After introducing herself, she said that she felt that by now he must be feeling remorse and probably had confessed to God his sins, and that she wanted to tell his story of redemption. It was a short letter and to the point, and she asked him that he write her back, and she gave him all of her contact info. Chris didn't write back right away, but after her third letter to him, he finally did. So she first wrote to him on February 10th, and he wrote back to her on March 14th. So seems like she didn't really give him much time in between letters, just over a month. So anyway, he writes her back after her third letter of writing to him. She didn't write back right away, so he told his mother on her. Cindy Watts called Mrs. Caidel and said that it was very important to Christopher that she and Mrs. Caidel speak to one another. Mrs. Watts said she has begged Chris to tell her the truth, but apparently he wants her to just read the book. She claims to Mrs. Caidel that YouTubers call and harass them. I don't know that I really buy that, actually. Christopher said he's skeptical about who he responds to in letters, and he's had many book offers, and he wasn't interested in any of them until Mrs. Caidel. That's the one that stood out to you, huh? So he responded to her letter because he said he felt that's like what God wanted him to do. He said when God tells you to do something, you do it. And then God had told him to clear Shanann's name with the FBI and CBI when they came to call on him in February of this year. Apparently, Mrs. Caidel sent Chris a Bible as well, and they let him keep it even though they weren't supposed to, is what Chris said. And Chris recommends that we all learn to rest in God's peace, joy, and love, and then a lot would change. You think? Chris hopes that with doing this book with Sherilyn that he could possibly prevent from going to hell. Oh, sorry, it didn't say that. Someone from taking the same kind of path that he did. I'm not sure why the book is called Letters from Christopher, because she said she was placing his letters in the book and that they are written word for word as he wrote them, and that she left in all the misspelled words and typos, things like that. However, the first letter I read in Chapter 1 that he wrote to her, he signed it Chris, not Christopher, so maybe that's what Mrs. Watts wanted. But the author details the steps she took to get on the visitors list and talks about her first trip to the prison and also about how she was starting to wonder what she had gotten herself into. I figured that would dawn on her eventually. She said Chris looked nothing like he did on television, and that he was recognizable pretty much only by his voice. She says that Christopher, has been through a lot, and she will detail it later in the book. Mrs. Caidel says he told her he regrets blaming Shanann for killing the girls and that he is not covering for her. He wants everyone to know that he and only he is guilty for all 4 deaths. The author states that Chris Watts is void of all emotion no matter what he says, whether it is his claims of remorse or when he is just detailing the crimes. He just kind of looked like a blank wall. She does question if Chris speaks the truth in what he has told her, or rather she says that we, the reader, should decide if this is the truth. And then she says she believes this to be the true story, and it is an extended version of what he told the FBI and CBI on February 18th of 2019. How will we ever know? He said there's just some things he's going to take to his grave, and that's that. I'm going to end this video here of my synopsis of Chapter 1, and I will begin with Chapter 2 in the next video. Much love and peace. Thank you for listening.